combining executive and legislative action to create a sector that is more efficient, more transparent, and more attractive to domestic and foreign investment.
African petroleum producers meet in Abuja, Nigeria to host annual International Petroleum Summit. Conference of Commonwealth speakers gets underway in Abuja.
Project Nigeria means developing this country. We have to do it together. So we cannot leave it at the level of the party alone or people in government.
We will defend Buhari's integrity at all times. And House of Representatives investigates alleged killings and atrocities by Nigeria Customs Service officials. Good evening, a very warm welcome to NTA Network News. I am Sheung Olagunju in Abuja and Ademola Adeoye is in Lagos. Beginning from February 2018, Nigeria would host an annual world-class International Petroleum Summit in Abuja as platform for stakeholders to address issues relating to the industry and the African continent. This was made known by Acting President Yemi Osinbajo at the extraordinary session of the Council of Ministers of the African Petroleum Producers Organization, APO, holding in Abuja. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
Unveiling the logo for the Nigeria International Petroleum Summit, Acting President Yemi Osinbajo says the summit represents Nigeria's contribution to the quest for a sustainable platform for global players of the oil industry. Commenting on the relevance of the extraordinary session of the Council of Ministers of the African Petroleum Producers Organization, the acting president observes that in the last 3 years, oil-producing countries across the world are experiencing the negative impact of the drop in oil prices.
The reality of a future where demand for and revenues from oil drop sharply is already upon us, and almost every major oil importing country today has embarked on an aggressive non-fossil fuel alternative program.
As Acting President Osinbajo explains, government's revenues and exports bases are in dire need of diversification away from dependence on natural resources.
In Nigeria, we're pursuing a series of reforms along these lines, combining executive and legislative action to create a sector that is more efficient, more transparent, and more attractive to domestic and foreign investment.
While still stressing the relevance of oil to development and growth, Africa, he says, must leverage oil resources to fund and to support the ambition to create economies fit and ready for the 21st century.
Around the world today, we're increasingly seeing crude oil, often of untraceable origins, funding the activities of terrorist groups and other purveyors of violence and conflict. Many of these groups constitute a threat or a potential threat to the safety and security in many of our member states. APO reforms therefore need to build the capacity to maintain a reliable statistical database.
Today, these objectives are undoubtedly the access to all to modern energy resources at low cost and environmentally friendly.
Executive Secretary Mahaman Gaya said the objective of the organization is to ensure that Africans have access to fossil energy, which he noted is at present very low compared to other parts of the world. In Abuja, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
And as about 18 African ministers of oil and energy converge on Abuja to finalize the restructuring process of the African Petroleum Producers Organization, APO, in line with the current global realities, a rapid transformation that would ensure effective running of African economies is what energy experts advocate. Over now to energy correspondent Hawa Saliu Adama for the details.
An extraordinary meeting spearheaded by founding leader Nigeria at a time described as apt for a rebirth for value addition. That energy poverty remains a daily reality despite Africa's abundant natural resources is not in doubt. a situation compounded by swings in oil prices, with attendant consequences of loss of revenue, reduced markets, and capacity to undertake developmental projects for expansion, vividly captured by Nigeria's Minister of State, Petroleum Resources.
10 years ago, nobody worried about shale production. Today, it is a major constraint, and it's all due to technology. But more important is the fact that the oil world is fast disappearing. With current trends in technology and environmental concerns, it's clear that over the next 20 to 30 years, oil will become a fading, if not a faded product. Today, you will find that most countries are passing regulations that are saying that electric cars will become mandatory, in some as early as in the next 4 years. So clearly, very quickly, you'll find our typical filling stations, typical products that are sold in these stations beginning to disappear. So if we do not make the dramatic moves that are essential, to get this organization to a point of rapid transformation of the oil industry in Africa, we would have wasted our time.
With a 30-year history operating in an uncertain global oil market, despite OPEC's stabilization role, what should be APO's focus in addressing the huge energy gap and markets on the continent?
I understand that even here in Nigeria, you're getting more refineries, more petrochemical complex, and I think this is the type of value added that one would expect in the future much more in Africa.
In NNPC, we've set up the Research and Development Division. That is being refocused so that it will collaboratively work with some of the best-known names like Sulem Bejer and others in order to develop our own capabilities. In the other countries too, we are making efforts to see that they learn from our gains and also from our mistakes.
The region as a whole needs to start repositioning itself both as a producer and as a user of clean energy across the continent and across organizations like APA. We need now to start to look at integrated gas infrastructure, harmonized gas regulations, gas authorities, so that communication across gas zones can be a lot more seamless.
Currently, about 20 African countries, the APO Secretariat says, are producers, with 32 others at the exploration phase. A unified and proactive body indigenous to the continent may just be the springboard needed for the much desired energy security. In other words, accelerating the diversification process using oil to get out of oil dependency. In Abuja, I'm Hawa Salihu Adama, NTA News.
Joining me in the studio now to talk more on the African Petroleum Producers Organization meeting held earlier today in Nigeria is Nigeria's Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Dr. Emmanuel Ibi Kachiko. Thanks for joining us on the Network News, Honorable Minister.
Thank you for having me.
An extraordinary meeting coming after a change in name from APA to APO. Any promising outcome from this one-day deliberation?
Yes, a lot. One of the reasons why we moved from an ordinary meeting which took place in Cote d'Ivoire about 2 months ago to Nigeria to hold an extraordinary meeting was because Nigeria believed that a lot more fundamental changes needed to happen to the organization other than just a change of name. And the whole idea of this meeting, working with our technical team, is to ensure looking at market protection, market expansion, technology infusion, funding of potential oil projects, trying to see how we can cross-border invest in the petroleum resource area. And that's basically was the focus of today's meeting.
Africa still suffers mainly from energy deficiency. How does Apple intend to address this, and as it repositions to boost its revenues in line with OPEC's aspirations?
Well, the key thing for me is for most countries, you've got to look at your regulations. Are they open enough, transparent enough to enable fair investments coming? Because at the end of the day, no African government is going to be able to expand the forte of energy resource all alone. And so the regulations are key, your policies are key, obviously resource is key. But one of the things we're trying to introduce now is inter-country relationships. How does a country like Nigeria with vast amounts of gas and oil permeate the entire West African and East African landscape in terms of those markets and in terms of investment and in terms of reaching out to those markets? If we continuously do that and protect the terrain, especially now the U.S. is protecting its own terrain, the Gulf is protecting its own terrain, you begin to see an upward growth in terms of the momentum in this sector.
So, Honourable Minister, there are reports that Nigeria is no longer on the OPEC, non-OPEC production cut exemption list. How true is this?
Not true. Okay. Our budget is based on a 2.2 million barrels per day number. What we had gotten was first a 6 months exemption, then a 9 months exemption from the cut. But on the understanding that once we began to effectively stabilize our production, we will voluntarily join in those cuts. What we have said to OPEC, which they have accepted, is that once we hit the number of 1.8 million barrels of crude production, we will voluntarily basically support the process. Now, 1.8 doesn't include our condensers. Our condensers are about 450 to 500,000 barrels. So really, when you add both the crude and the condenser, we're fairly within the 2.2 million barrels that we're talking about.
Congratulations on hosting this meeting, and we hope the good will come out of the deliberations. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Kachiko. I've been speaking with the Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Dr. Emmanuel Ibe Kachiko. Now, the 16th Conference of Commonwealth Speakers and Presiding Officers is underway in Abuja. The four-day conference kicked off with the Standing Committee meeting with Nigeria, Cameroon, Ghana, Swaziland and Malawi in attendance. National Assembly correspondent Ifeanyi Izumba tells us more.
The Conference of Speakers and Presiding Officers of the Commonwealth African region, which has the Speaker of House of Representatives as the current chairperson, was founded in 1969 by the then Speaker of the House of Commons of Canada. The conference brings together presiding officers of the national parliaments of the independent states of the Commonwealth. The conference is expected to discuss, among other issues, the presiding officers and the principle of non-partisanship, the challenges of managing e-parliamentarians' budget offices towards enhancing legislative capacity for oversight and scrutiny. The conference operates on a 2-year cycle, holding a conference of the full membership every 2 years and a meeting of the standing committee in the intervening year. In Abuja, Ifeanyi Izumba, NT News.
And joining me now is Representative Nnanna Ibokwe, who is the chair of the Publicity Committee of the conference. Thanks for joining us, Honourable. Now, what are the objectives of this Conference of Speakers and Presiding Officers of Commonwealth?
Well, it's a forum for presiding officers and speakers of Commonwealth parliaments to meet together to discuss issues of common concern and how to take positions on issues affecting the continent, the world, the parliament, governance and democracy as a whole. And in this conference, I think they'll be focusing more of principal officers and the issues of non-partisanship. Being a presiding officer, you're faced with this decision of taking a decision at every debate period, the pressure from party, as a caucus member, as a caucus leader, and also to face issues as they appear on the floor. Also to see how to strengthen democratic institutions, especially here in parliaments in this case, and also to increase their oversight capacity to be able to maintain the natural checks and balance in any democracy and strengthen democracy.
So how will the conclusions from this conference being hosted by Nigeria impact on other members of the Commonwealth?
Well, yeah, because this is conference of presiding officers, and like you rightly observe, it was preceded with the meeting of the executive committee, and being heads of parliaments of the different parliaments in Commonwealth, any decision taken here is translated and is expected that other parliaments will withdraw from it and abide by it. So it serves as a revolving point of a decision-making point of parliaments within the Commonwealth. So that common resolutions and positions are taken on global issues and on parliamentary issues as it affects us and affects democracy globally.
We have this Conference of Speakers and we also have the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. What's the relationship between them?
Well, this is Conference of Speakers and Presiding Officers of Commonwealth Parliaments. Yes, so the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association is a global body of all Commonwealth parliaments in Commonwealth countries, and in this case, it's just a segment of the presiding officers alone where they come to look up issues affecting their parliaments, discuss ways of strengthening democracy, strengthening the institution, and also building capacity of members, and also strengthening that common vision of supporting global issues, parliamentary issues, regional issues, taking a common position on that. As you can see in the climate change issue, they were able to come together and take a common position. And as member parliaments, you are bound to observe and to the resolutions.
It's a laudable group, but do we have a similar body that represents the interest of states or provincial parliaments?
Yes, I must say the Commonwealth Parliamentary is structured in a way of all parliaments, not only national parliaments, including regional parliaments, national parliaments. You have a sister body like the IPU. The International Parliament is only meant for national parliament. So I think Commonwealth Parliamentarians have a deeper reach. And it will interest you that, yes, for the Conference of Speakers, the Speaker of the Nigerian House of Representatives is the chairperson and of the Conference of Speakers of Commonwealth Parliaments. And also, the Speaker of Imo State House of Assembly is also the President of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, African Region. So the conference we have in now is Conference of Speakers and Presiding Officers of Commonwealth Parliament's African Region in Africa. And they decided to hold it in Nigeria. And I think this is good for us. This is good for our parliament.
Thank you very much.
Strengthening our strength in the committee of
thank you very much, Honorable Bokwe, and we wish you happy deliberations.
Thank you very much.
I've been speaking with the Honorable Nana Ibokwe, who is the Chairman Publicity Committee of the Conference of Commonwealth Speakers and Presiding Officers. Now, the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, says the Nigeria Police will establish a unit in the force across the 36 states and the federal capital to work alongside stakeholders in the creative industry to combat piracy. The Inspector General stated this while responding to a request made by the Minister of Information and Culture to support the ministry in fighting piracy. Anthony Forsing reports.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed had arrived at the force headquarters with the mission of engaging the police high command in soliciting their support in the fight against piracy. But just as the minister made his request, the Inspector General without hesitation told the minister that his request has been granted.
We are ready obviously to give directive to all our commands to focus on this unit, anti-piracy unit. But I would also want to observe that in establishing these units in the states, we want maximum, participation by all the major stakeholders.
We cannot get the solution to this in one day, IGP. We appreciate that. But we must show the political will. Some of our colleagues have given up on Alaba. I believe that we can drive piracy underground where it belongs. This is why we have come to you. And when I'm talking about piracy, IGP, sir, it's not just films. It's not just music. Books are pirated daily, sir. I wrote one. I lost money on it.
The Inspector General did not only stop at that, but told the minister that officers from the various force departments will be deployed to work hand in hand with the stakeholders in a bid to form a synergy to defeat pirates, whom he described as worse than terrorists. Some members of the stakeholders who accompanied the minister on his visit expressed gratitude to the Inspector General of Police. They have always partnered with the Nigerian police in combating piracy in the country. The Inspector General of Police later made presentation to the minister, where he announced plans by the Nigerian police to set up a television and radio station to enable it propagate its activities and reach out to the public effectively. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Would like to remind you that you can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. We're taking a short break now. We'll return with more stories after the break. Please stay with us.
reconnect your old SIM and we'll give you 6,000 Naira airtime. Also enjoy 8 times bonus on every e-top-up recharge.
The largest data network, Glow Unlimited.
We want to buy Indomie noodles. 4 packs, please.
Yo.
This is not my Indomie. Please, sir, it's not Indomie. Don't call it Indomie.
Sir, the taste is the difference. The difference is in the taste. That's why my brothers, my mommy, my daddy, and I all enjoy our delicious, so very delicious Indomie noodles. The difference is the taste.
Taste is the difference.
Yes, difference is in the taste. Nothing tastes like my Indomie.
Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Calm down. The movie I'm downloading is on 95%. It's still on. Eh?
Introducing Airtel Unlimited Data Plans. Get Unlimited 10 for 10,000 Naira. Get Unlimited 15 for 15,000 Naira. And Unlimited 20 for 20,000 Naira. Unlimited data. Unlimited you.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Hey, now who they here? My name now Mr. Shortcut. I dey mind my money. Now cheap one, I dey buy. Standard, we say. Now to buy cheap one. Hey, now one kind cable for my yard. A cheap building material where we take build my office. I think say I dey save money. Office building collapse and fire burn my house.
You don't see what happened to Mr. Shortcut? Well, Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, don't ready for action and say enough of pain, loss and wastage. And if you see product where no dey correct, call the SON office way near you or SON help desk. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
Bros, I define correct words. Huh?
See the shop for that side.
Auntie, I will call that. Where be correct words? Now the shop be down, now the next one.
Peter, see as people they pack, they go to the shop, go buy clothes.
It don't reach like 5 days now. I just suspect this Tunde way this is where in Waka could carry Waka. See, I go blow whistle. I go blow whistle to go spoil. Your whistle. Come on, go investigate the matter before you blow whistle. Whistle blood. Come on, come.
Thank you for coming.
Show first. Come. Not only you the circular for this market. Why be say only your shop everybody come? I just want blow whistle. I go blow something.
This will not be whistle blowing matter. Now MTN goodie bag.
What it be MTN goodie bag?
With MTN goodie bag, if you carry your market enter another level, whether not for Facebook or for WhatsApp or for Twitter, for as low as 25 naira.
25 naira.
Yes.
Or buy 5 what you like for 50 naira. Dial *131# to start.
So with MTN goodie bag, your business go pure.
Flooding everywhere. Lives lost. Farmlands destroyed. Livestock drowned. People rendered homeless. The impact of flooding is far-reaching, but we can do something about it. Obey the provisions of the National Environmental Regulations on flooding, erosion, and sanitation. Don't dump refuse in drains. Let the water flow freely. Don't build on waterways. Otherwise, when the rains come, the effect could be disastrous. Nesria, ensuring a cleaner and healthier environment for all Nigerians.
I need a product that I can really trust to restore my skin's natural fairness.
Nivea Natural Fairness Body Lotion with an innovative formula containing unique berry extracts to visibly lighten and care for your skin.
Hello. You must be here to pick up your sister. Mommy? Wow, you have the most beautiful glowing skin.
Now I have visibly fairer skin, making me feel younger.
Nivea Natural Fairness Body Lotion for visibly fairer skin. Nivea.
Sabi, make una plan well.
Learn correct information about different kind of family planning method. Then they safe and they work well. You and your partner fit plan when una like to born pikin.
Tanda well, make you yarn with your partner. Make them sabi say you support modern family planning.
Oh yeah, waka go color be the better one. We go fit your body today. Cause say we get one way correct for you and your partner.
Sabi the correct thing wey family planning they do. Follow talk family planning with your partner. Waka go do family planning. Get it together. Get it together. Join hand plan your family for tomorrow way better.
Now the Federal Ministry of Health they bring una this Get It Together tori.
Do you know that the Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing? Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all your security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, your collaborative efforts by providing necessary information about criminals and their activities in your neighborhood. Be vigilant to achieve our creed as we promise. We shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. We shall ensure that rule of law prevails in our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion, and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principle of democratic policing. We shall shun corruption, and we shall make Nigeria safer and secured under the leadership of IGP Ibrahim Otum Idris.
Let the wind of change blowing across the country chase away crime for the benefit of our society. Yes, the Nigerian police says this change must come with peace and tranquility.
This message was brought to you by the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Police Force.
Thanks for staying with us on the Network News. The Buhari Friends Organization Network has promised to defend the integrity of President Muhammadu Buhari at all times. The national coordinator, Buhari Friends Organization Network, Athanasius Okon, made this known during the group's 50th general meeting in Abuja. Salihu Abdullahi reports.
The Buhari Friends Organization Network says it has been enjoying a long-standing relationship with the APC-led government. The political group has also been showcasing, through advocacy and awareness campaigns, the progress report of the present administration to complement government's efforts. However, one thing the group is not quite comfortable with is the increasing rate of unguided statements by some Nigerians, with particular emphasis to the governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayoshe.
Governance is collective, and we're equally stakeholders, I say this, in the polity. We're equally stakeholders in the Project Nigeria. Project Nigeria means developing this country. We have to do it together. So we cannot leave it at the level of the party alone or people in government. No, we are also involved. Are we supposed to now keep watching on the sideline, allow things to go astray? No, we have a cause. We have a duty as a citizen. And to us, our coming is to do what is the needful. The needful is enough is enough.
The group's 50th General Assembly also provided the opportunity to showcase their planned post-election agenda, such as the public presentation of a compendium on the achievement of the Buhari-led administration, as well as continued prayers for the president. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
The president of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, Najim Yassin, has urged the new leadership of the Ondo State chapter of the union to continue to pursue peace in and around the state. Najim Yassin was speaking at the inauguration of the union's new executive council, which is to pilot the affairs of the NURTW in Ondo State in the next 4 years. Emmanuel Anyimiro reports.
For the first time in many years, elections into the offices of the National Union of Road Transport Workers in Ondo State took place without violence. This new development has attracted commendations from the state government and other well-meaning individuals who want the new development to be sustained.
As an effective between the union and its members. into this executive. So it shows that we are not right, and NURTW is one indivisible entity.
National President of NURTW, Najim Yasin, urged his members to support the government in maintaining law and order, noting that without peace, there can't be development. He advised drivers to always work toward achieving the motto of the union, which is safety and unity at all times. Chairman of NURTW Ondo State, Comrade Jacob Adebo, pledged to carry everyone along while piloting the affairs of the state. Emmanuel Ayemiro, NT News.
Two suicide bombers, a male and a female, at about 11:20 p.m. on Sunday, detonated their explosive devices at Dalori 1 IDP camp, leading to the death of 3 IDPs, while 17 others were injured. A press release by Abdul Qadir Ibrahim, the information officer of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. Another bomber was intercepted, leading to the death of the bomber, while those injured as a result of the incident have been moved to the hospital in Maiduguri. The Nigerian Air Force says it has taken steps to bridge communication gaps that led to the unfortunate bombing of Ran in Borno State on the 17th of January. A statement by its Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Olatokunbo Adesoya, says the force deeply regrets the sad incident and has taken measures to avoid recurrence of such traumatic event. Some of these include engaging the humanitarian organizations in the Northeast to understand and know their locations, NAF involvement in humanitarian intervention schemes for the internally displaced persons, and medical outreach. While condoling with the families of all the victims, the statement notes that NAF calls for the understanding and support of all Nigerians and the international community on that traumatic incident. It assured the public that NAF remains resolute in its task of preserving the territorial integrity of the country and ensuring the security of all citizens. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Customs Services says the casualties that have occurred while carrying out its operations is as a result of resistance and attacks by smugglers. This was part of submissions by the Nigeria Customs Service at an investigative hearing on alleged killings and other atrocities by officials of the Customs Service. Ignatius Nkwo reports.
The investigative hearing is sequel to a motion moved on the floor of the House of Representatives on alleged killing of 4 persons and maiming of 3 others in Lagos, a driver and 4 others in Ogun State, illegal raiding of markets at Sango-Ota, also in Ogun State, and diversion of imported goods by officials of the service.
Ours is rather a committee set up in accordance with Section 88 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended to conduct investigations so as to unveil certain facts that came into our knowledge as a result of public concern that an alleged offense or wrongdoing has been committed.
It is therefore expedient to establish the validity or otherwise of these allegations through this legislative instrument.
During the question and answer session, the Nigeria Customs Service said there was neither casualty nor breaking of shops in Ogun State, as alleged.
As I am talking to you, sir, I was the custom area controller in charge of federal operation. That time, at Sango-Ota raid, there was no one casualty.
The Ministry of Justice and the National Association of Nigerian Traders advised them to be cautious in the use of firearms in the operations of the Nigerian Customs Service.
Then we also encourage the legislature to circumstantial to ensure that the issues of maiming, killing of innocent persons and anyone who is involved in trade would not go without justice being done.
The chairman of the committee, Abubakar Lawal, explained that the committee will visit the areas for more information. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Time now to join Ademola Adeoye in our Lagos studios for more reports. Hello, Ademola. A very good evening to you.
Good evening to you, Sheun, and a warm welcome to Lagos. Maritime stakeholders have called for greater awareness on the articulation of strategies and modalities for unlocking the potential of the blue economy. These, they say, can be achieved through effective utilization of the maritime resources for sustainable development of the continent. The assertion was made during the African Day of Seas and Oceans celebration in Lagos. Vera Chimoba reports that the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, was represented at the event.
The celebration of Africa Day of Seas and Oceans, declared by the AU Assembly 2015 to 2025, is to raise awareness at national, continental and global levels on the limitless maritime potential of Africa. It is also to highlight the need for prudent management of the resources through the integrated maritime strategy and Africa's blue economy. Seas and oceans possess huge economic resources which are critical for sustainable development of the continent. 38 countries of Africa are either coastal or island states with large expanse of seas and oceans, which are considered major assets to accelerate Africa's development.
The Federal Ministry of Transportation is taking a lead already by getting all stakeholders in the room to draw up a policy framework. That's, for me, is the most important thing we need. The second is to put the fiscal infrastructure for the exploitation of these resources.
Efforts are ongoing to improve infrastructures at the seaports.
Strategies to curb maritime challenges are also being worked out.
The enforcement arm of NIMASA is entirely driven by the Nigerian Navy. So we give them officers and ratings.
The theme for this year is harnessing Africa's maritime potential for sustainable development. In Lagos, Viera Chumuba, NTA News.
As part of efforts to boost the capacity of project officers and industrial development officers that will effectively implement the Nigeria Industrial Revolution Plan, a 7-day capacity building workshop on business planning and performance monitoring has rounded off in Lagos. The workshop was organized by the United Nations Industrial Development Organization in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. Musa Toliat has the details.
The Nigeria Industrial Revolution Plan is designed to leverage on the sectors the country has comparative advantage with a view to diversifying the economy and enhance the gross domestic product. The week-long capacity building workshop on business planning and performance monitoring therefore offered participants requisite knowledge and skills in business solutions for effective project facilitation. The training also includes the use of statistical data for economic analysis.
We've been exposed to new and fresh ways of business planning, how we can address the needs of our investors.
Senior Statistics Officer, United Nations Industrial Development Organization, Valentin Todorov, said the program is part of the implementation support from the United Nations Agency to help Nigeria achieve quick, tangible results in industrialization drive. We need to provide methodology, teaches how to select the best sectors for industrialization of the country.
We thought that we need some international partnership that can basically enhance the capacity of the people that will midwife the implementation of the plan.
The capacity building workshop is fourth in the series organized by the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment for its project officers and officials in relevant ministries, departments and agencies of the federal government. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Network News. We now take a break for some messages, after which the news continues from Abuja. Stay with us.
In town is right here on your phone.
Welcome to the Glow Cafe. Come on in. It's buzzing in the Zanga. In here, anything is possible. Check out the menu, and here are some of the odds items. Over here, you can buy credit, buy data, share data, borrow voice and data, give data. Give it to him now, be kind. Then there is Glow Music Cafe. More than 2 million Nigerian and Africa Lamba. Glow has teamed up with the world's largest gaming catalog to bring you the Glow Game Cafe.
And that's just a start. Check out the Glow Video Cafe. Countless clips, comedy and sports, direct to your device. And when you thought things couldn't get easier, there's personal account management and Glow customer care right at your fingertips.
You can get everything at Glow.
Simply text BUZZ to 105 to download the Glow Cafe app or go to your app store and search for Glow Cafe. The largest data network. Glow, grandmasters of data.
This must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's what LG wants you to see. Just what we see now, through our technology. LG OLED TV.
Welcome to the new world of superb taste, now here in Nigeria.
Everyone, try it and enjoy the delicious goodness.
We are bringing our new noodles to every corner of the country. That's right, it tastes great. It tastes fantastic. It's time for a new noodle. Nigeria, you want the truly delicious taste? Come and get it!
Be supreme, Nigeria.
Hey, great news! Oral-B has just been voted Kudo's #1 quality toothpaste of 2017 by you. So even though times are hard, as a mother, you know that Oral-B is good for your family's oral health because they deserve the best. It's great value because it protects you against tooth holes and gum problems that can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier and stronger teeth in 1 week.
I need a product that I can really trust to restore my skin's natural fairness.
Nivea Natural Fairness Body Lotion with an innovative formula containing unique berry extracts to visibly lighten and care for your skin.
Hello, you must be here to pick up your sister. Mommy? Wow, you have the most beautiful glowing skin.
Now I have visibly fairer skin, making me feel younger.
Nivea Natural Fairness Body Lotion for visibly fairer skin. Nivea.
Close Up has active zinc mouthwash to clean the deep corners of your mouth. And micro shine crystals. Stay closer for longer with 12 hours of fresh breath and a beautiful white smile. Close Up, Nigeria's #1 selling toothpaste.
Achievers always believe in 100%. Breakfast isn't complete without Chivita 100% fruit juice. Made from real natural fruits with no added sugar. So to be at your best, start every day the Chivita 100% way. With 100% quality, 100% commitment, 100% goodness, 100% achievement. Start your day the Chivita 100% way.
With Happy Cover from Leadway Assurance, you'll be covered for, well, almost anything. From automobile cover...
Boys, play nicely!
...to house... ...to personal cover. All with one single premium.
Play nicely with your brother. That's it, we're going home.
That was close.
Yes, luckily I have Happy Cover.
Oh, I have Happy Cover too. Sorry about your house.
Actually, I have Happy Cover also, so...
Maybe he needs happy. Live happy with Leadway Assurance, ensuring happiness since 1970.
Best concert of your life? Don't just stay cool, stay refreshed with an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Pick your lane, solo or bigger boy. Taste the feeling.
Glad to know you're staying with us on the Network News. Now to talk business. OPEC gives Nigeria considerations as it continues its oil cut policy. Plus, the Nigeria Stock Exchange records another upbeat as the week's trade open. Amina Najim has details on business news.
Members of the oil-producing and exporting countries attend the fourth OPEC and non-OPEC Ministerial Monitoring Committee in St. Petersburg, Russia on Monday. OPEC has moved to cap Nigeria oil output and called on several members to boost compliance with production cuts to help clear excessive global stocks and support flagging prices. OPEC had agreed with several non-OPEC producers led by Russia to cut oil output by a combined 1.8 million barrels a day from January 2017 until the end of March 2018. Nigeria and Libya were, however, exempted from the limits to help maintain their oil industries recover from the years of unrest. The deal to cut output propelled crude prices above $58 a barrel in January, but have since slipped back to between $45 and $50 a barrel range as the effort to drain global inventories has taken longer than expected. In other business news, some financial experts on Monday said that the current economic indices would sustain the Nigerian stock market's bullish trend this week. The expert made the assertion when they spoke with newsmen in Lagos. Dr. Uche Owaleke, head of Banking and Finance Department, Nasarawa State University, KEFI, said that investors' reaction to the half-year financial results by some listed companies had been good. Besides, Owaleke said that the anticipation of the benchmark interest rate retention of 14% by the Central Bank of Nigeria tomorrow would aid the capital market's growth. And that takes us to the closing figures of stocks traded in the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Monday. And that's it on the business news segment. The bulletin continues shortly.
We now join Fatai in our Ibadan studios for more stories from that end. Hello, Fatai. It's over to you.
Sheon, good evening. A warm welcome to the cradle. Governors of the 6 states in the southwestern Nigeria have reaffirmed their commitment to actualize the development agenda of the region. This was the thrust of the quarterly meeting of the Southwest governors on the platform of the development agenda for Western Nigeria done in Abuja, the Ogun State capital. Lekon Agbonde has the details.
The meeting was the first with all the 6 governors in attendance and the first to be attended by Governor Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State. All the governors acknowledged the importance of the synergy among the states in the region towards ensuring the integration and development of the Southwest. Ogun State Governor Ibikule Amusu says to achieve the set target, all the governments of the 6 states must come together in unity of purpose and commitment to harness the potentials that abound, look towards exploring the areas of strength and collectively tackle the challenges confronting the region.
The Southwest Governors Forum meeting usually provides the platform for us to cross-fertilize ideas.
Other governors also expressed their commitment to actualize the Southwest Development Agenda.
So we have to set the agenda, we have to set the pace, and we have to carry people along.
With the 6 of us combined, we are talking of a population of close to 60 million.
The communique presented at the end of the meeting tabbed Western Nigeria Development Master Plan. Agriculture, security, infrastructural development, exploration of natural resources, commerce, and other sectors of the economy were part of the focus of the agenda. In Abuja, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
And that does it from this end. It's back to Sheon in Abuja for more stories.
Thank you, Fatai. And we will be taking our last commercial break for tonight. Please stay with us.
Growing the economy on the wings of synergy between research inventions and manufacturers in Nigeria is the focus of Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live, incisive, informative and educative.
Slow, madam. I recover. Good, carry on. Sit up. Akbar, now waiting be this. Hey, smart gun over here, don't switch again. Everybody want make I put them on top. You remember AJ smart connect me when I charge 100 naira, then go give me 800 naira. You don't upgrade now. Every end of the month, then go give me back all my recharge. Why don't recharge? As that bonus. From this one, no, we just jar out. That now over Jara back to sender. Over Jara back to sender. Mama, this is.
Buy an Airtel SIM and get back all your recharges as data bonus by month end on Smart Connect.
Hey! Alele.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Reorganized, trained, and fully equipped. Nigeria Police Force. We fight crime. We bust syndicates. Whatever the crime, wherever the hideout, the Nigeria Police Force will get you busted. Stop kidnapping, armed robbery, murder, pipeline vandalism, and other criminal activities. Be productive. Be security conscious. Join the police force to secure your life and property. This message is from the Nigeria Police Force Public Relations Department.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
NAFDAC as an agency is indeed doing so much to protect the health of our nation. I urge everyone to support NAFDAC in ridding the country of fake drugs and unwholesome products.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Time now for a look at some top stories trending around the world. Oku Ekpeyon will guide us.
Hello there and welcome to this segment of the news. Donald Trump's son-in-law has denied his conduct in last year's presidential campaign after giving evidence to a Senate panel investigating Russian interference in the election. Jared Kushner said all his actions were proper and occurred in the normal course of events of the campaign. Kushner has also denied any collusion with Russia. The HIV epidemic is coming under control in Swaziland, the country with the highest HIV prevalence rate in the world. This is coming from the U.S. government. In a statement, the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, PEPFAR, says the data that it has gathered shows that since 2011, new HIV infections have been nearly halved among adults. Police say 5 people have been injured in an attack by a man armed with a chainsaw in the Swiss town of Schaffhausen. Central parts of the town on the German border have been sealed off as police are searching for the attacker. A suicide bomber rammed his car packed with explosives into a bus carrying government employees in the Afghan capital early hours of Monday, killing 24 people and wounding 42 others. The Taliban claimed responsibility for the horrific attack. And that's it from this segment. The news continues.
Time now for sports with Dende Sunny.
Following complaints by some aggrieved persons on the cancellation